This is the Shimano Twin Power XD model C5000XG, been released in year 2021. This video is more for you guys to have a knowledge on how to check a reel, especially if you're planning to get a second-hand unit or an export unit, so that you able to check the reel, what to expect before you buy. Because if you're buying a second-hand unit, usually one of the concerns is that the reel might have been dismantled before, or it has been serviced in not a proper way that can cause issue of the reel after you bought it. Okay, this reel already around in the market for almost 1 year plus, coming to 2 years, and a retail unit for this reel in my area is around 550 to 570 Singapore dollar, a brand new unit. But however, if you are looking for a second-hand unit from website, example like Carousel, Craigslist, you're probably able to find one around 450 or below 450, probably around 400 plus for used unit. Actually, it's quite surprisingly that some people have hobby when they buy a very expensive reel and they only use it for a while, probably use it for 1 year and for a few fishing trip, and then they will sell it away. Some people, they like to try new things, so those reels are actually good to buy if you able to find one or a seller that are selling a reel that is only used for a few times, and actually it's a good buy, and you can save some money, probably around $100. You can save around 100 Singapore dollar buying a used unit. Okay, let's start. If let's say you are buying a second-hand unit, you found one online and the price is reasonable. Usually the first thing to ask the seller is whether this is a export set or a local warranty set. Okay, first question you ask is whether this unit is export set or local warranty set. Reason you ask is, if let's say the seller able to show you that they have a warranty card and they bought it from an authorized retailer. So one question that you already able to confirm is that this is a first-hand unit sold by the seller, and also with a local warranty card, you know that this unit is a genuine unit, or it's not those third-hand or fourth-hand unit that the seller is selling to you. So one question already clear up is that you are buying a first-hand unit from the seller. So one advantages to have a local warranty card, if let's say ask the seller to show it to you, because for my region, if you have a warranty card, you can send the unit for service by the authorized retailer at a discount rate. If you do not have a warranty card, it will be more expensive to service the reel. This is the advantages you have if you have a warranty card. Okay, next, you want to buy a unit that have been lightly used. So one thing to check is the handle knob, right? Make sure the handle knob is not much scratches, especially this area. it have not been opened before. Okay, this is a sign that this unit is still new and it have not been used heavily. Okay, one thing to check is next is the handle knob. Okay, make sure that there's not much play. Okay, the tolerance here is okay. There's not a lot of free play. Usually for Shimano, the handle knob, there's only very little or to no play at all. Okay, and there's not much damage on the handle knob. The handle itself, there's no damage on the handle. Make sure that the O-ring is still here. There's an O-ring. Okay, one example of a bad handle knob will be another brand. Okay, if you notice the handle knob moving like this is a sign that something is wrong with the reel. Because for Shimano brand, all the handle knob from Shimano or a high-end reel, it will never have a lot of play. Okay, the tight tolerance is there. It will never have this kind of play. Okay, if it moves a lot, that means something is wrong with the reel. If you're seeing this issue on a second-hand reel, then you don't buy. You straight away just tell the seller you are not interested in the reel. Okay, first check the handle knob. Okay, second is to check the reels, the boot cover. Make sure that there's not much crack. Make sure the boot cover is still in good condition. There's no major scratches or crack. Because usually what happens if for heavily used reel or people that do not take care of their reel is that they always knock this plastic boot cover on the hard surface when they are go fishing. They'll just very easily damage this area. Okay, first is to check this one. Make sure there's no major damage on this area. This is a sign that this reel have very light usage. Okay, and then all the visual appearance, no major scratches, or occasionally a little bit of scratches is okay, but not those major scratches. Okay, make sure, later I'll go to this part. Okay, next, make sure that the inner part of this gear area is clean. There's no residue or sign of heavy usage or dirty residue, that kind of impression that the reel have been heavily used. Okay, next will be checking the bail arm. Make sure this bail arm there's no scratches on the bail arm, and especially this roller bearing. Make sure the roller bearing rotates smoothly and there's no side to side play. Okay, no side to side play on this roller bearing. One bad example, it will be this type. If you're seeing this type, the roller bearing example from this reel, it moves a lot, side to side play, then that means something is wrong with the reel. This one meaning it have been opened before. For Shimano Twin Power, it will never have this kind of issue. Okay, there won't be excessive side to side play of the roller bearing. Okay, make sure it rotates smoothly, no side to side play, or only very little. Okay, next for the visual appearance, you need to check that the reel have not been opened before, especially when you buy a second-hand reel. Okay, make sure the screw, there are no scratches or sign that it have been opened. All the Shimano Twin Power screw is actually black in color, anodized black, and it doesn't have sign that it have been opened by a screwdriver. Okay, same goes to all those screw. Make sure that there's no sign that the screw have been opened. Okay, if you see there are scratches on the screw, then that means it have been opened before. If you're seeing this kind of sign, then I suggest you not to buy the reel, because very likely the seller have opened the reel before. Okay, next there's one screw here that is visible. Make sure this screw is in good condition. Okay, make sure that there's no sign that it has been forced open, or there are damage to the screw. Usually when people self-service their reel, they will use a lot of force to tighten this screw. Okay, so make sure this screw is in good condition, no sign of opening up, it has been opened before. Other than that, it will be a good indication. Let's say the screw looks nice and appears not have been opened before. Okay, already go through the screw, check for the screw, make sure the screw are not in good condition, have not been opened, especially this screw. All these screw here have not been opened before, and no scratches on the bail arm. Next will be the spool itself. Okay, there are a lot of review video on YouTube that show all the features of this reel. I'm not going to go through the feature of this reel. I'm just telling you what to check if you're buying a second-hand reel from a seller, or check for a new reel. Make sure this rubber seal is in good condition. Okay, this rubber seal, there's no tear, that kind of things. Or this is a sign of lightly used reel. If let's say the rubber seal is in good condition, no scratches on the cap. Okay, next thing to check is make sure that there's no scratches on the inner side of this spool. Okay, make sure there's no scratches. Okay, what will happen is that when someone try to open up this drag washer, and then with all this pin, those people that don't know how to open it, they'll use a screwdriver or something hard to actually pry it open, right? Usually what will happen is that if this has been opened before, someone with no experience on how to open this one, they will just pry up the spring. They will just push this spring up, and it will just scratch the inner side of this spool. If you're seeing scratches on here, then very likely that this person have tried to open the spool before, and very likely that person also have opened up this reel before. So no point for you to take a risk to buy this reel if let's say you see there are scratches on the inner spool. Oh, this is one sign to take note. Next, also the lips. Spool lips should be smooth, no scratches. Should not have any scratches on the spool lips. And then the inner part should be okay, no rust or that kind of thing, or corrosion, especially when you're buying second-hand reel with line spool up. Try to request the seller to take up the line so that you can see the inside of the spool. Make sure the inside of the spool there are no corrosion. Or one advice is that ask the seller to take up the line so that you can see the spool condition of the spool clearly. Okay, and then no scratches on the spool. Everything should be in good order. No scratches, nothing. Likely scratches is normal, but important point is that here should not have scratches. The spool lip should not have scratches at all, and the inner side of this area should not have scratches or any sign of tampering. Okay, just to take note if you are buying a second-hand reel. Okay, next to take a look is this area. Okay, make sure that the drag clicker is in good condition. There are no excessive wear and tear. If there's excessive wear and tear, meaning it's most likely a heavily used reel. Okay, one thing to note is there should be a rubber seal inside. I'm not sure if you're able to see it. Okay. There should be a rubber seal inside here. There should be a rubber seal inside here. And it looks fine. Okay. Should not have damages on the rubber seal. And take a look on the spool shaft itself. It should not have scratches on the spool shaft. Make sure that everything looks smooth. If there are scratches on the spool shaft, means something have get into the spool shaft and cause damages. So that's one sign that something is wrong with the reel itself also. And also these two screws, make sure these two screws looks like in a good condition, have not been forced open before. Okay, if you are seeing the screw actually damaged, or if you feel that it has been opened before, then very likely this reel have been opened before, and I wouldn't suggest you to buy it. Okay, one thing is that it should not have side-to-side play. Okay, this kind of play is normal. Okay, when the spool shaft move up and down, it's actually normal. Don't be alarmed that if the spool shaft is actually moving like this. Okay, this one is normal. But what is not normal is side to side play. Okay, if there's side to side play, means something is not right. Okay, with the spool shaft. Okay, it should not have side to side play. Okay. Okay, this is normal. It should not have side to side play because of the way it's designed, supported with bearing. The side to side play movement is very little. Okay, next will be the rotor. The rotor should only have no play or very little play. Okay, make sure the rotor only have very little play or no play at all. Okay. Okay, make sure it don't have. Try to make it clearer for you to see. Make sure the rotor only have no play or very little play. Very little play is normal. As long as it is not like this kind of play. Okay, this kind of play is too much. It should not have this kind of play. Not sure you're able to see it from the video. Okay, if this kind of play is too much. Let's put back the spool knob, the spool. Okay, next is to test the wheel itself. Once you're satisfied with the outer look of the wheel, okay, now especially for the handle shaft, this area, it's normal to have a tiny bit of play. Okay, this kind of tiny bit of play is normal for Shimano wheel. A little bit play is normal. Okay, side to side play, just a little bit play is actually normal. Okay, don't be alarmed that if you notice a little bit of play, this one is normal. What is not normal is when this kind of wheel. Okay, this kind of play is not normal. See? Okay, this kind of side to side play is too much. Okay, not sure you're able to see it clearly. I'll try to. Okay, this kind of play is too much. Okay, so next is to check this area. A little bit of play is normal, as long as it's not too much. Side to side play is actually normal to have, just a little bit only. Okay, next is the rotation of the wheel. When you pull the wheel, make sure that it's actually smooth. If you listen to the wheel when you spool it, okay, it will be very smooth. It should not have those kind of ticking sound or those funny sound when you reel it. Okay, Shimano wheel are known for its smoothness and not much sound. Make sure the one thing to note is that when you just a little bit of movement, the spool, the handle knob is the handle itself, the weight itself will able to turn the wheel. Okay, see, this is normal. You just need to turn a little bit, just a little bit of push. The wheel itself able to turn just by the handle weight. Okay, this is not normal. If you find a wheel that turn in this kind of fashion, okay, just example just now, it will never turn by itself, or it's very hard to turn, so it's very sticky. If let's say the wheel is very sticky, then something is not right. Okay, it should not be very sticky. Okay, sometimes it doesn't even turn by itself. Okay, sometimes it's very sticky. If let's say it's very sticky, something is not right already. Okay, if the wheel that you are testing have this kind of sticky handle, then you should be very worried that actually the wheel might have some issue with it, because for Shimano wheel itself, it is actually very smooth and it's effortless to turn. Okay, I'll show you again. It's just the handle weight itself will able to turn. Okay, it will be this kind of effortless movement. See, just like that. If it's sticky, then something is not right. Example, this wheel. Okay, Shimano wheel will never have this kind of sticky handle. Okay, see, it's very sticky. And also the sound of it. Shimano wheel will never have this kind of sound. Just a slightly turn, it's also very rough. Shimano will never have this kind of sound. Okay, all these are silky smooth. See, okay, if the wheel perform in a way that I shown you, so most likely that wheel will be a very good buy for a second-hand wheel, and most likely if have not been opened before or have not been self-serviced by the seller and cause any issue. So basically this is how the wheel should looks and feel and perform when you're buying a second-hand wheel. So those are the example that I show you. If let's say for any reason it perform as a lure killer in terms of stickiness of the performance of how it actually reel or the sound itself, then that is a sign of issue that the reel might have. So you should avoid buying that reel if let's say it have this kind of symptom. So all in all, hope this video is useful. If you are looking to buy a second-hand reel, a Shimano reel, or not just Twin Power, or it can be other Shimano reels second-hand, and these are some of the tips or area to look for to make sure that the reel is actually in a good condition when you buy a second-hand reel. Yeah, that's all. Thanks.
就讓最大風吹，一支吹，吹一吹，吹一吹。
夜涼漸冷心似水，跟他走了極空虛。當天的好早已經變氣如虛，心死了或許，亦曾共對崎與居。主相竟說實太累，他輕輕講請放手，愛得太深，我彷彿有罪。就讓這大風吹，一直吹，吹呀吹，在暴風中的雨，因愛他在流淚，不知所以這孤單痛苦的廢墟，才明白已失去。就讓這大風吹，一直吹，吹呀吹，在暴風中的雨，是誰在掉眼淚？舊事一早過吹，等去追，不要追，於掙扎後離去。夜涼漸冷心似水。